Hello, my name is Jessica, and today I want to talk to you about being a teacher, a classroom teacher, and if you're thinking about going to teaching online. I want to give, I want to tell my story, and I'll begin by saying that I started teaching 12 years ago. I remember thinking that teaching was a great opportunity to give back to children that were like me. And also, I was looking forward to the benefits of teaching. And as I started to go to trainings, and the more that I got into the career, I found myself always searching for something more. And that manifested itself in me constantly changing schools and moving to another school like every 2 years. So um, I don't know exactly what I was searching for, but I know that I noticed early on that like I had a patience issue with these older kids because I taught English ninth grade, and I had a I had a patience issue. I had somewhat of a lesson planning issue as well, like the amount of detail needed for the classroom teaching was a lot, right? And then I had my daughter, and I continued to teach, right? And I just kind of like pressed into it and thought like, this is life, this is what I have to do, right? And every year I went back, knowing that every year I started to like it less and less, you know. And don't get me wrong, there were some awesome victories throughout that time. I was able to do well in standardized testing, and kids would tell me that I was the best teacher or all of that. And I so there were a lot of victories, but there was also a lot of times when I felt like this is this doesn't always make me happy. And so moving into my 10th or 11th year, I realized that I needed to carve a way and find a way to learn to make income to replace, right? And I was thinking, what can I go into? Well, I love teaching. Like, that's my skill, right? I just don't like teaching a classroom and turning in lesson plans and all the grading and all of the extra duties. It's just so. As I was searching for things to do, I came across these Chinese companies that teach English to little Chinese children, and I applied and I was hired. And then after working part-time for the Chinese companies and then working full-time at my day job teaching students, I decided, well, actually that was when I realized that like this is a no-brainer, because and I was so happy teaching online that when I went to work at my brick and mortar at my day job, I felt resentment. I started to get these feelings of like extreme frustration at the fact that like here was one job that was so easy, right? And then I went to another job that was so hard, right? And it was that decision and that acknowledgement that I was way happier in this job than in this one that made me quit. And I basically told the principals and whoever that I wasn't going to come back. I finished the year until June. I even taught summer school. And then I just let them know this year that I'm not going to go back. Well, I let them know in December that I wasn't going to come back in August. And so that's what I've been doing. And let me tell you, I don't regret at all. If anything, I just wish I could have done this last year. As people, I feel like, especially me, I always felt like I needed to have a job, and oh, I need to, this is what I do, and just hunker down and do the hard work, and work is supposed to be hard. And that type of thinking, it took me to a real negative place. I was, I had hit like the highest weight. I had gained all this weight that I had ever gained, that I had ever been at, the highest weight that I had ever been at. I was drinking, sometimes on a Tuesday. Why? Because of work. And Also, I found that my fitness, was just non-existent. I think one time I went without a jog like 8 months. I turned on my Fitbit and it told me the last time I jogged was 8 months ago. So now, my schedule now, because I've made this change, I'm so happy about it. I wake up at like 3:45 in the morning. I teach from 4 to 9 a.m. And then I get into my workout routine. See, I've been doing cardio and some body sculpting. I'm going to start Insanity tomorrow. And after that, I have like a real healthy breakfast. I learned to eat better because I was able to research like appropriate eating and meal plans. And I'm like doing these recipes and cooking food, something that I never had time for in the past. And so that's how I spend my time. I'm able to like sew things that are torn. You know how often we just throw things away? Now I can sew things. And it's like volunteer for my daughter's school. So much. The possibilities have really opened for me. And again, it's just having me being willing to accept that I needed to change my mindset and I needed to take the risk of letting go of something that was so comfortable and try something that, like, in your gut, it works. And I knew that in my gut, I could make this work, and I have been making it work. All right, so that's it. I just want to talk to, like, a teacher who is thinking about, like, this is such a hard job, teaching. It is. It's not easy. And so that's what I wanted to say. I just wanted to give my story. And I hope this helps you make a decision. And if you need anything, if you need any information about a question regarding online teaching, shoot me a message and I'll get back to you. All right, thanks. Have a good one. Bye-bye.